Just had a little girl this summer named Angelica.
Yeah.
I'm sure mother would approve. So, yeah.
So that involves some sacrifice, right? And dying to yourself.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. No, just children are kind of the sandpaper of sanctity, where they're just constantly rubbing and rubbing. Oh, you're not patient yet. Let's work on that some more. I remember reading an evangelical author where he said, "What if the purpose of marriage is holiness, not happiness? How would that change things?" Because we tend to go in there, no, this is to make me happy. And then when the cross comes, it's like, wait a minute. But if we accept the cross, we grow in holiness, and then we have something better than happiness. We have joy. And, it's messy. It's hard. It takes a lot of work and dying to ourselves, and we shouldn't be kidding ourselves of almost over-spiritualizing marriage,
Right.
of just like, well, we did a novena, and I saw a flower on the side of the road, and so I know this is my spouse, and not realize, well, there's a human element too.
Right.
That's why you got to stay connected to your family, your loved ones, spiritual director, so they can really guide you into the sacrament in a way that's level-headed.
Now, the novena flower thing is what happened to me. Are you saying that...
Sorry about that. We had a commercial break, I think, coming up here in 6 minutes.
I made a mistake.
Nothing wrong. I love novenas, but they can't replace authentic discernment.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're right. And it's funny because you mentioned earlier about marriage being under attack, and I remember an interview I had with an exorcist once. I was interviewing him. It wasn't get that right. It wasn't like I needed him for that. But he had said that, because the devil cannot attack God, he will go after the image of God, which is us as human beings created in the image and likeness of God, but also marriage, which is the image of the Trinity.
Yeah.
And so by attacking marriage, this is Satan's way of trying to get at God himself, because he can't get at the Trinity directly, so he goes after the image of the Trinity, which is family.
Yeah, and it's almost as the devil spends so much energy trying to get single people to come together in a sexual union, and he almost spends as much energy trying to get married people to separate from that union.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about maybe the images we get from our media. I think it's so much more powerful than we realize. We constantly see a certain view of relationships, and I even say a view of marriage, because it seems like you hardly even shown a marriage, but you're shown a lot of relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about what a young person usually sees and the errors there.
Yeah, well, I think there's this idea that, these people, these images we see on TV, like this is how to find romance, that instant connection, that, just that fire you feel when you see the person. But look at the actors of Hollywood, look at their real lives. I mean, God bless them, but it's an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
They know how to act out romance, but in reality, they can't keep their marriages together longer than 72 days, and it's done.
Right.
And so if you look at who's having the happiest marriages, it's not the supermodels. A lot of times it's our grandparents.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother passed away about 1.5 years ago, and